Hi, I'm Tommy Wong, and this is my presentation about lying flat, a kind of innovative resistance to labor conditions in China. So my personal connection to this was that being a Gen Z myself, as well as a social media active, I was well aware of this movement through its formation, naming, and transformation to a non-cooperative resistance or awareness. In a way, I understand these pressures as I was, I am a part of the community uh, that's being faced, that's being pressured upon the youth by the social conditions as well as the elderly kind of generation. Yet, in a way, in search for such individualism, uh, kind of realization, along with their approach of utilizing community unionism to kind of push this movement, to me is paradoxical. And also, I believe there are alternative ways of, pushing this movement and pushing and really negotiating things out within the uh, within such social conditions. So, first and foremost, what exactly is lying flat and why is it special? Lying flat or tumping is quite self-explanatory as an action of lying on the bed and refusal to have ambitions towards self-improvement, uh, and chose a non-cooperative attitude towards social norms. The word was publicized after Baidu post, a Baidu Tieba post, which is kind of like Reddit, titling "Lying Flat is the Justice," uh, which I pasted down below, in which it really highlights the search of individual existence and how individual existence really matters for this person, uh, which is never appearing, which had never appeared within the Chinese kind of cultural context. And after it was being posted, it immediately swept the whole Chinese social media. And under the turbulence of employment and unemployment um, during COVID era, this soon caught attention by many newspapers and state-owned media. So, a brief history of working ethics and social class was that I categorized them within two parts. One is Imperial China. One is planned economy, socialist China. So during Imperial China, this kind of Confucianism was really dominating the hierarchy, the social hierarchy, which was emphasizing uh, the success was not really a personal success, but a success for the family and kinship lines. Out succeeding, and for individuals, your goal was to basically out succeed previous generations through the process of self resilience, diligence, and self exploitation. And of course, obey the social norms and all the rules. Um, a little bit about the social hierarchy in this time of China was that officials are basically the elites of a society, and then comes the agrarian landlords. Then come after is the workers, so peasants and craftsmen. Last but not least is business owners or businessmen. And the only way for commoners, so basically all others except officials, to to be accepted as an official is through education and exams, which basically dominates the Chinese society's attention. This kind of ideology of education brings success dominates the Chinese society even till now. The second part is the planned economy socialist China, which is between 1949 to 77. The formation of a pure socialist economy redefines the meaning of work and live. There was little class mobility, yet there was neither little class inequality. Therefore, to enhance the working efficiency, um, the new China, the Mao's government, basically, which was believed to overturn the old traditions and old customs, really revisits back to Confucian rhetorics of diligence and hard work, and pretty much glorifies work into a Protestant um, working ethic, and diligence is glorious was basically the theme during many of the decades between the 50s and the 70s. Um, yeah, and also working hard is basically means pretty much uh, things outside the income. Um, and also, the graduate assigned system was established as part of the economy. So once you graduate from a college, basically you get a job, no matter what grade you get, no matter how hard you work, you just automatically get a grade. Um, Below is a picture of really explaining what this kind of referring back to Confucianism really is during the Great Leap Forward movement. Um, the brief history of working ethics continued was that after 1978, the market economy was adopted. Job market was under large fluidity compared to those before. Free employment and vast majority of job vacancies really initiated a class leap of these 60s and 70s university students who are only in STEM majors and economy majors. During this time, the kind of graduate assigned employment program was still in place, but 2 decades after, the program was canceled, meaning that there have been a start of a complete social rat race. Um, so Gen Z basically are the offsprings of the successful 60s and 70s cohort, and many of those times we Gen Zs are being alienated by ourselves, by the kind of social conditions. So here's what I mean. The 60s and 70s cohort have been educated through radical socialist education and was far from critical analysis of the society and science, which really cultivated a series of people, a great bunch of people that believes in scientism. Their personal success and education towards scientism makes them the missionary of scientism themselves as they become employers and when educating their child. In education, this translates to really 60% of the Gen Z is studying STEM majors in China, which is astonishing. Like U.S. have merely above 20% of the people, of the students studying STEM. So you can see the difference. Political campaigns have repeatedly emphasized STEM education and offers certain degree of autonomy and freedom comparing to social and political science. The lack of personal freedom and flexibility of the Gaokao path, of choosing what you like to do the most, along with the basically of confined ability of choosing a major during after you're accepted within the university is basically the theme for us, by which it means that we have no autonomy for what we are studying, and most of the times these scientists and parents just chose for us, and which in result brought a flooding number of graduates in the same area, like I've mentioned, in computer science and in I don't know, statistics, etc. What continued was that which meant Gen Z have might get an education and a job that brings total misery and psychological exploitation, as I've mentioned, or B, to start a career that is irrelevant to 7, if not 10 years of professional education, and faces the struggle of lacking social connections and underemployment. Or C, might start a career that's stacked within the pool of talents, both employed and unemployed, experiencing hyper tension and evolution, loss of job security and kind of job promotions, and constant overload work. Or D, might just be unemployed after graduation, since the graduate assigned program was basically canceled. All of which occurrence is a violation of labor rights and basically labor conditions. So lying flat became this kind of movement to kind of reverse that kind of social condition, which in a way for decreasing personal workload, and in turn, which is a way of decreasing personal workload, and in turn, according to Marxist theory, a way of increasing the worth of laborers. B, a way of rejecting continuous exploitations of the workers and worsening the labor conditions, such as the 996 work shift and the cut of wage and benefits from overtime shift. C, choosing a job that has higher job security, more leisure and paid leaves, more social care and benefits, despite having less kind of income. Or D, just being a radical kind of lying flatter and practice a non-cooperative strategy for individualist liberty, and basically rejects employment, rejects all social expectations and norms. What the finding by Liu was that these kind of lying flat occurs is popular in highly educated Gen Z who are from large cities, by which I mean like cities like Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou, Hangzhou, etc. So why did the internet become the incubator for this movement? The social context for union establishment was that they have to have a party background, which must be connected or monitored by local party branches, or have party members that have direct connection to these branches. And formulating an union outside the work unit is basically considered illegal. Three, according to the labor law in 1983, striking as a bargaining tool was illegalized in China. So public place striking was basically unlawful and could face sentences. Four, unions themselves had to go through a redundant process to negotiate for a change in the wage structure. And five, this is the COVID era, so everything has to stay at home. Everyone stays at home, and which meant that everyone have to stay at home, and the internet became the only way of organizing and communications. Continued was that joined by netizens of different industries, companies within different regions, they quickly formed a kind of community that is irrelevant of working backgrounds, of education, but rather it is a place of sharing what is your life like, what is your lying flat means to you, and basically spread the cult of lying flat and lit rot. And last but not least, it is youth-centered and impact, and it also has impacts on those who are future workers, who are students, basically. Last but not least, I want to share with you a kind of revisit back after 3 years of this movement started. There are changes, but not a lot. So what are the reasons? So in many ways, so this movement have impacted the tightening up of working time and welfare system regulations, along with working ethics, especially in the internet company sectors and related industries. Yet, the reality of average working hours, even according to official status, is on the rise, almost reaching the upper limit of legal working hours. And second, lying flat is a rich kid movement, as was being argued by the Red State Revolt article in the lecture. Those who are from the first generation metropolitan immigrants who strives to root in the city was basically excluded. And the cost of growing living expense basically makes them impractical to continuously join the movement. And last but not least, the search of individualist representation and subjectivity of lying flat. Through lying flat, paradoxes with the logistics of unionism and collectivist kind of common identity. That is crucial to form a movement and to form a resistance, as was argued by A. Randolph in the lecture and in the readings. And that's pretty much about it. Thank you so much.